Hello everybody, I'm Krasi Attasio, and this is my week for the 12 ascendants. Before I start describing how the sky will influence each one of the 12 ascendants briefly, just to make an overview, to tell you what is happening and which are the most important celestial events of this week. The week is very important because it starts from 1st of July, ends on the 7th of July, and we're having two very, very important celestial events. The first one is on the 2nd of July. We're going to have the total solar eclipse, when the shadow of the moon is going to shadow. You have the moon, the earth and the sun aligned, and then the sun will be hidden by the shadow of the moon. And this is never a very positive event. It's complex. The eclipses have never been considered so auspicious in any ancient cultures. So we're having the eclipse on the 2nd. And then with the first appearance of the first lunar crescent after the sun is in the sign where we're having this summer solstice, we have the moon that is marking the day of the summer solstice. And the 4th of July, therefore, is a very important and powerful day. It would have been a wonderful day if we didn't have the eclipse before that. So this eclipse, the powers of the eclipse, the influences, we'll experience for another, after the eclipse count, 3 months and 10 days. This is the timing when the duration of the eclipse will be felt. So yes, on the 4th, we are going to, 4th of July is, I have separate video explaining when is the real day of the summer solstice, and this is 4th of July, 2 days after eclipse. On the 4th of July, of course, you may say a wish to the universe, and it is nice to gather your herbs because then they have magical powers. So this is to tell you. Also, the third important event that is taking place is that Venus is entering, leaving Taurus and is entering Gemini, and where on the 15th of July she's becoming invisible. But again, I have another video on this that you may like to see. So Venus is entering Gemini and is approaching the opposition with Saturn, and therefore her nature is becoming a bit, afflicted. Venus afflicted. She will not be able to denote the beauties and the powers that we could expect from her, because Saturn quite powerfully will afflict her. Now he loves her, of course, they are friends, but still her beauties and blessings may be limited in terms of love, in terms of money, in terms of finances. In the same time, we're still having Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto all retrograde. Nothing of this is changed. And we know that Mars and Mercury are together in Cancer, and they are invisible. And I spoke about this also in a separate video. So what is happening actually is that the situation on the skies is a bit complex, but of course nothing is bad because everything is lessened. However, it is important to know that when we're having eclipse, it is not good to watch. During this day, it's good to do our routine work without starting new initiatives. Surgeries are not appropriate as well. So this was my brief overview, and now I will continue to describe how the sky will influence the 12 ascendants. Aries ascendant, Aries rising. Now for you, Saturn is very powerful in a phase called a chronicle rise on your 9th house. This is very nice in terms of knowledge. Saturn is powerful, can denote ancient knowledge, can make you interested in new occultic or ancient studies, can delay a little bit your exams or exam results, and can require that you do some additional efforts when it comes to exams and studies. This week for you may not be the most appropriate to travel or to negotiate or to do communication work. Yes, also for you, you may experience this week some challenges at work in related to communication or miscommunication. Therefore, at work, also at home, actually you may have challenges at home as well because the whole axis is a little bit affected. Therefore, be very patient. When you react after, count to 10, and after that to react to everything that may occur at work, also at home as well. Negotiate, really not, and as I said, to travel, this may not be the most appropriate moment. In terms of finances also, this is not the best week, but actually this is valid almost for everyone. Health-wise, I don't see any health challenges for you. The challenges that you may experience are related more to your career, and therefore there you need to be patient, diplomatic, and intuitive. Taurus ascendant. All right, now for you, your ascendant ruler is on your second house, and this is definitely not bad because this will support you financially, but Venus is afflicted, and this may say that you may need to invest a bit more efforts and discipline when making money. This week is also for you not really very advisable to travel or to negotiate. Your relationship is supported. Health-wise, I don't see also any challenges, but in terms of travel or communication or negotiation, it's really good that you are very disciplined and double, triple check every single day the detail when it comes to travel. Yes, your relationship looks okay to me. Maybe not very good will be the situation with the finances of your partner, for example. But for the rest, the week is okay, apart from the small details that I just listed. All right, let's see Gemini ascendant. Now for you, the good thing is that this week Venus is on your ascendant, and there she's still not disappearing. She's still visible. With this, she's supporting you a lot this and next week. Financially, the week may not be very, very good, but with some with efforts, with patience, I'm sure that you will fix the influences of the invisible Mars and Mercury on your second house. Now, it is good that you're very patient at home or in relation to with your partners, any partnership, because Saturn is in a very powerful heliacal phase on your seventh house together with Pluto and Ketu, and there he may create limitations and delays. To travel you may, but be careful and double check, triple check every single detail around your travel. To negotiate, I would say rather not, or if you need to do this, be very patient and very diplomatic and very intuitive. And as I told you, financially, you may need to be a bit patient and very detailed. And Mars can make you also a little bit impulsive and restless-minded. So this is important to tell you so that you know if you feel that way where it comes from, so that you can help yourself. Because knowledge is certainly power. The thing is that when Mars is invisible, conjunct with invisible and retrograde Mercury, people tend to be a little bit impulsive also when it comes to decisions related to money. Therefore, when you're making money decision, it is also good to really be patient and rethink every single detail around this. Yes. Now let's see Cancer. Also for you, Mercury and Mars are on your ascendant, both invisible, and this can make you a little bit impulsive, can make your mind restless. So this is important to know so that you know how to control this. You may have some have disharmonies and challenges, and you may also need to be um, very diplomatic with your subordinates at work, your routine work, your routine day. There is where you may need to be very diplomatic and not trust easily. In terms of finances, I don't see any specific challenges, but the week is also not so generous when it comes to finances. And yes, the eclipse is going on the 2nd. It means that 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July, we need to be careful. It's not good to start anything new, do new initiatives. The week your children are supported by Jupiter, and this is nice. Also, if you decide to do any creative studies, this is also very this will be very nice and give very good results. The only challenges for you are a little bit with some possible impulsiveness and temper and making decisions without using your intuition, being too fast. And the other thing is challenges with your subordinates, and there you may need to be careful and also do not give your trust easily. Leo. Now for you, the week looks good financially. Business-wise, good as well. You may need to be careful with your children and a bit more attentive in everything that they're doing. Health-wise is where you need to be a little bit careful. There you may need to have some disharmonies and challenges. This week is not so beneficial in terms of travel and negotiations, but there are also no specific limitations there. So if you need to travel, if you need to negotiate, you may, but be very cautious, and especially around the eclipse, rather not do it. Like avoid 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July to travel or to negotiate. Wait a little bit until the first lunar crescent at least appears on the 4th of July, when you're having the day of the summer solstice. So the week financially, career-wise, even looks okay. Yes, Saturn is influencing all this like he does for almost everyone, which would say that even if you may have financial opportunities, you may need, everything is delayed, and you may need to do additional efforts. But however, your ascendant ruler is fine together with Venus, so you're receiving support from heaven, but yes, you need to do also your best in terms of patience and the needed work in order to succeed. All right, let's see, Virgo. Now for you, you may have some challenges at work, career-wise. You may see opportunities and desire to negotiate, but still you may need to be very diplomatic also this week. Now you may need to use your knowledge, your spiritual enlightenment and consciousness when it comes to negotiating at work. This is because your 9th house ruler will be on the 10th. So you will have divine support at work, but still there is quite some powerful friction from Saturn. And this may create like some environment for challenges with your superiors. Venus will support, and with this, it will not go too far, but still it's good to be very, very diplomatic. In terms of friends, you may have challenges with your social environment. In terms of gains and money as well, you may be too impulsive when you will be making decisions about money, but it's good not to be impulsive. It's good to count until 10 really when you will make decision, and really be a patient, very analytical, very structured and strategic, because Mars, when invisible, is strategic, but still he's together with Mercury, and therefore it's good to be analytical, careful, and very diplomatic when it comes to your money and social circle, friends. Be also very patient at home, also with parents. This is also very important. In terms of travel, you may, but the week is not so very beneficial for traveling or negotiations. Still, Jupiter from your third house is saving you, supporting you, but don't forget that your ascendant ruler is invisible in conjunct with Mars. So when you will be traveling or negotiating, use your intuition, diplomatic skills, check, double check, triple check every single detail. You may, but everything needs to be really controlled and checked, and especially use your intuition and knowledge. Health-wise, also you may have some small disharmonies. Therefore, it's good to maintain healthy lifestyle. And around the timings of the eclipse, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July, is good really not to do much. And to do new initiatives, absolutely not appropriate on this day. And now Libra. Rising, Libra ascendant. Your ascendant ruler is supporting you very much from your 9th house, and this is very good in general. It is supporting you, supporting your soul. It will support also your gains and money. You may have, though, some challenges at work. There may be the environment at work, especially when it comes to superiors, may be a little bit hostile and not very harmonious. Exactly, the word is that it may be there may be some disharmonies at work, like you may not like the environment completely. You may have challenges also with siblings and people around you, people that you see every day. Therefore, it's good also there to be diplomatic. And if you see some disharmonies, just know this is a temporary thing that will pass. Financially, the week doesn't look bad at all. It looks okay to me. Some additional spendings are possible, but negotiations, travels, I really wouldn't advise unless this is really necessary. You may receive interesting knowledge. You may desire to study. Oh, this is nice. But you also will be a little bit delayed there. It's like your effort, you need to invest more efforts when you're doing exams, that you may need to repeat them, or you may need to study more than usual, because Saturn is delaying everything, and he's in a very powerful heliacal phase now called acronical rise. So the week looks okay to me, financially not bad, but it's not entirely good because the whole sky is not very much supporting the markets and the economy. But still, the week is not bad for you. The only challenges that you may experience are a bit career-wise. Health-wise, also be responsible for your health in a good way, like maintaining healthy lifestyle. And now let's see Scorpio. Now you may have, for you, the week is, in terms of your private life, the week is good, supported. In terms of your finances, not so very much, but Venus is helping, and for example, this will be the week when you can, for example, receive information on, let's say, finances that you've been expecting for quite some time. However, the week is not very appropriate for you to travel or to negotiate, especially because the invisible Mars and Mercury are on your 9th house. Therefore, exactly negotiations and travel abroad may be the area that is a bit affected by the two invisible planets, and there you need to be patient. Do not make impulsive decisions, and also when you really need to travel, do this really with like checking every single detail around your travel and asking your intuition whether this is the very right moment for you, because every single horoscope is unique, and you may have very supportive factors that would fit wonderfully if you like to travel or to negotiate or not. In terms of finances, you may need also to do some additional efforts or calculations or discipline, organization, or a lot of work when it comes to finances. But Venus is still supporting you, so you may, yes, some unexpected finances are very possible. but also with efforts, because such is the sky right now. On the other hand, on the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd of July, when we're having the eclipse, it's good really to be not to do much, certainly not new initiatives, and certainly not any medical interventions. It's good to do as less as possible in order to be on the safe side. And let's see now Sagittarius, Ascendant Sagittarius. Now for you, Saturn, powerful on your ascendant, but Venus is entering your descendant, and with this she's supporting your private life, she's supporting your relationships. Well, also the eclipse is happening on the axis of your ascendant descendant, and therefore you may experience like some lack of luck for quite some time, but this is temporary, this will pass. But after the eclipse, like a week, don't do so much, don't do new initiatives, don't expect a lot to happen, or don't expect really very sudden results in your activities, because things may be a little bit delayed, because this is what the eclipse do. They are creating some delays and obstacles. However, Venus is helping. Venus participates, so she will be helping. She will be the very, very supportive factor. That's why I'm sure that you will be safe. But still, it's good to be responsible for your health. I know I'm repeating myself, but you know, these are very slow planets, and you know that Saturn, for example, it stays on your ascendant for 2.5 years. Therefore, I know I'm repeating myself, but the situation is such that really different, very different prognosis I will make only when Saturn moves away from your ascendant. However, the softening factor of Venus is there. She is helping. So on the other hand, Jupiter will help when it comes to your health. So your health will be supported. Therefore, give your attention more to your partnership, maybe to your career. There you may experience some challenges, possible disharmonies at the work environment. Yes, so on the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd, when the eclipse energies will be quite powerful, it's good not to do much. During this timing, it's really good to, well, to do your routine work without engaging yourself into new things like new projects, medical procedures, even travel. These energies will pass, but until then, it's really good that we are careful. And now let's see Capricorn. All right. Now for you, this week is such that it's good that you're responsible for your health. You may receive some support in your routine work environment from subordinates. You may receive also some support when it comes to finances. So this is also okay. Health-wise, it's good that you are responsible for your health also this week, and that you do a lot in the nature in order to go through the Saturn phases and influences easy without being affected. In your private life, with your relationship, there is where you need to be patient, and you may have there some impulsive and very temperamental environment as well, but this is because of the invisible Mars and Mercury, which around this time will be on your descendant. But this is okay, because this is an aspect that can easily be softened with a good communication and love. So the week doesn't look so bad for you, because Jupiter is supporting you, Venus will be supporting your health and also your work environment. And the only area then where you need to concentrate on more is your relationship, where you need to be patient, be communicative, and do everything with love. So this is about Capricorn Ascendant. Let's see Aquarius. All right. Now for you, your also very interestingly, the powerful Saturn in opposition with Venus is happening on your axis of 11th and 5th houses. This is interesting because this can create events associated with the social circle, with friends. There you can have some movement indeed. Also when it comes to your love life as well, when it comes to gains and money, this week doesn't look bad for you at all, but still it is not perfect, because it's not perfect for anyone right now and this week. Now your career, your work looks good to me, but the environment, like the everyday environment, the routine environment, the subordinates, that is where you need to be careful, very diplomatic. And if there is a situation that will make you a bit impulsive, I would say count to 10, be patient, and wait until the moment passes, because this will be just a moment. So in terms of health, it's also good that you're careful this week, like you may have some disharmonies. So with children, we may need also this week to be attentive. However, Venus is there to help on your 5th house, but still we have powerful Saturn opposition the Sun on the axis of your 11th, 5th houses. So it's good to be very attentive to your children. Be careful so that you are on the safe side, but on the other hand, Venus is helpful. This is a week for good knowledge, the one that is creative, for artistic work as well. The date of the eclipse is 2nd of July, so on the 1st, on the 2nd, and on the 3rd of July is good to be, not to do much, not to do new things, not to do new initiatives, and not to do surgical, medical interventions. It's good to study, it's good to do artwork. You may feel really inspired. So this was about Aquarius, and let's see Pisces. Now for you, and also like the week before, you may have your work environment is where it can be a bit challenging, disharmonious, at times hostile as well. This time you also may need to be attentive to your children and not very impulsive if their behavior is not very harmonious for you. So there you may need to be patient, attentive. The week is not very appropriate for negotiations and travel because of the helicophase of Mars and Mercury. So if you really need to travel or do negotiations, it's good to be intuitive and patient. Now, yes, the emphasis is on your career, on your work, also on your home, where the environment needs to be patience, understanding, and wisdom. You may desire to study, to enhance your intuition, and this will be also this week will be wonderful for this. Also for you, the eclipse is happening on the axis of your career, and indeed there are the challenges, and there you may need to be very intuitive, very careful, very alert, so that you avoid any problems. Everything is possible when you have knowledge, when you have intuition powerful, then you will be able also to avoid possible disharmonies at your work. In terms of health, I told you, be a bit conscious as well, and be responsible for your health. So with this, I'm completing. Thank you very much for your attention.